Good morning, everybody. This morning we start our two-part series on Neil Young's As Time Explodes record with our review of the record. As Time Explodes is a live record recorded during Neil's 2025 world tour called Love Earth. And it started out as a record store day release, then it got an official release. The record was released in 2026, and it starts out acoustically with a couple, somewhat rarities. Daddy Went Walking, which was written for Neil's dad Scott from the Silver and Gold record. I love this version of Daddy Went Walking. It's somewhat different than the Silver and Gold version and the live versions from that tour. And then he carries on with a super rarity, and this is the first full band version of this song that I've had, full band live version. It's Looking Forward from the CSNY reunion record, which is, by the way, part of the reason why we're doing the review of Looking Forward on Saturday. I wanted to have 3 reviews that were related in some way. And, but like I said, this is the first time that I've had a full band live version of Looking Forward, and it's fantastic. But this album is full of live rarities, such as a pump organ version of Name of Love from American Dream, which the song got its start in 1987 during the Landing on Water and Life tours as a Crazy Horse number, and then Neil and CSN repurposed it as a CSNY number for American Dream in 1988. But the real rarity for me is a song from Life that he had not done since 86 and 87, a song called Long Walk Home, which is pretty much the arrangement from the arrangement from the Life record. It didn't change much, from the 87 live versions that he did, 86 and 87. But I love it. And one thing that I was one thing I will say that Neil's voice is weak, is a little strained in spots, not the whole record, but in spots, and especially during Long Walk Home. And I think the reason why is that he had been touring quite a bit in 2025 and 2024, and I think he had kind of run his body down, not to quote a Paul Simon lyric, but he, as a matter of fact, he was supposed to tour in 2026. Sorry about that, but he had to cancel because his body was telling him to rest. And and I can tell, that he is kind of worn down. I mean, the record's still good, but I can tell his voice isn't as strong as it has been. And some other tunes, some other rarities that are on here are, of course, Vampire Blues, which is a song that he had been doing for a couple of years, and also he does a live version of Be the Rain from Greendale, and actually you'll see on the screen recording he did a couple of tunes from Greendale, and so that was nice to see, because he hadn't done Greendale tunes for a number of years. I think the last time he had done anything from Greendale was in 2013 and 14 on the Crazy Horse tours, and so it was nice to see. It was nice to see that, but my favorite song on here is the last song on the record. It's from Talking to the Trees, and it was one of the songs that immediately grabbed me when I heard Talking to the Trees. A song about his bus, Silver Eagle, and I was super excited when it was on, when it was included on As Time Explodes. And he also does Cortez the Killer, Like a Hurricane, and Ohio in an electric in an electric format, and so, and like I said, there's gonna be 2 screen recordings. The first one is the Discogs background information, and the second one is a show from a set list from a show from the 2025 World Tour, so you can see everything else he did. And but like I said, this came out in 2026 with his band the Chrome Hearts, which includes the nucleus of Promise the Real, and also Spooner Oldham on keyboards. And so I hope you enjoy this, and once again, it came out in 2026. I give this 5 stars. Shot and produced by Adam Bauer. Audio and video provided by WeVideo and the YouTube Music Library. Photo taken from Google Images. Screen recordings taken from Discogs and SugarMountain.org. Achieved using iPicky.com.